Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of PlugTalkSports Barbershop Talk. You guys know me, your host Danny Torres, and today I have a very special guest, Coach Rafa, aka Ray Shred. He's actually my personal trainer. I've known him since I was like about 5 years old, and I think it's safe to say we've been around the world together too. But Rafa, thank you. We know you're a busy guy. Thank you for taking time today just to be here tonight and be in the shop.
Thank you for having me. This is super exciting. First time doing a podcast, and I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else but you first.
Thank you, man. So I just want to ask first, how have you seen, so I've been training with you for like a year now. What differences in my lifestyle have you seen when I first came in that first day with you till now?
Dude, so looking at the whole picture, like from your fitness to your nutrition to your recovery and like all the little decisions that you've made, it's just you're a different Danny than you were a year ago and right now. So like you're stronger, you can lift heavier weights, your conditioning, you can run faster, you can run longer. As far as at home, the decisions as far as like where you eat out, you're very conscious, and like it's just a complete transformation, and I couldn't be more excited to see that and see that journey for you.
Yeah, honestly, like if it wasn't for you, like I'd be really lazy. I'd be at home. Like during COVID, I gained some weight. I'm not gonna lie, I gained some weight from eating. And quick story, I still remember first day I worked out with you. We were at the pull-up bars at Tropical Park, and I was like, I got this. I'm doing well so far. And then like midway through, it starts creeping in. I'm like, I'm not feeling well at all.
Yeah, and I remember when you started, that would happen like more often.
Yeah.
And now, like you haven't even not one time, like in the last couple, I don't know, almost a year now that you haven't like stopped in the middle of the workout. Whereas when you started, you couldn't, like you didn't have that conditioning,
the stamina to try to finish the workout. But like I said in the beginning, I've known you since I was pretty much 5. What inspired you to become a personal trainer?
Sure. So let's rewind back to before COVID. I was living in LA pursuing an acting career, and then the pandemic hits. It brings me back to Miami, and I'm sitting at home without a job, not doing anything. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. So I like using my background of athletics and fitness, I've always been very active. I decided to train family and friends. Okay. And from there, it just sparked into a business. My friends and family would refer to somebody else, and it just grew like that. And
now, can you share with me one of your memorable success stories from a client?
Yes. I had a client. She was overweight, and it's not about the fact that she lost the weight, it's the fact that she was able to go from doing a step up and she was able to jump onto a box. The fact that she was able to do like a new ability was like life-changing for her. And that it really impacted me when she told me that. Like it wasn't about the weight, it was about.
So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people, and you see a lot of things on the internet. They're like, oh, do this and like you'll lose weight, or do this or just don't eat at all and you'll become healthier, you'll get fit. What fitness, I want to say, trends do you find more useful right now, and which ones do you find more overrated?
I heard a very valuable quote at my last course that I took, and it is this: all exercises suck, and all exercises are amazing. what matters is how you program the movements together and like the coaching behind it. So you could do a squat, right? But when you do a squat like right and sitting back into your heels and chest up, like all those things, like that's what makes the difference. So again, all exercises suck and all exercises are amazing. So there's no right or wrong. That's my answer.
I would say, so nutrition, you have really put nutrition into my life, because before I would say like 2 to 3 times a week I was at the drive-thru of Wendy's, I was at the drive-thru of McDonald's, I was at the drive-thru of Burger King. I'm not saying I don't like those things now, I just don't do that anymore. Like maybe on a Sunday, like Sundays are my cheat days, like
same.
I'll go get something that I enjoy.
Absolutely.
But I've cut that out of my life completely once I started training with you.
Sure.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like the days that I do have that, like on a cheat day, it doesn't even feel the same anymore, because like sometimes I'll eat it and I'm like, man, it isn't, like my stomach's not used to this anymore, and like I'll get a stomach ache, and like it'll be like my stomach's like a garbage can, it'll be in the bathroom.
Yeah, because you've already turned around your lifestyle, and you have so many good healthy habits in place where before it didn't really matter.
Yeah, and I just feel like my body just feels so much better without it. And would you share with us, how important is nutrition in your training program?
Huge. It's, if not way more important than the training. What you put into your body that's happening every single day. And as a coach, like I can't be there for my client 24/7. That's on you, what you're putting into your mouth, you know? So my biggest like tip or advice is live a balanced life of 80-20. 80% of the time you're eating clean, lean proteins, fruits and veggies from the earth, and then 20% of the time you allow yourself the freedom to go out to Wendy's, to go to a restaurant, have a glass of wine. Like tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm gonna have my drink, I'm gonna go out and have desserts, like whatever. But having that balance.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I posted you on Instagram yesterday to promote the podcast or whatever, and then right after I noticed later on, I was like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have posted that. My aunt baked, after we worked out, she calls me and she's like, hey, I made you a chocolate cake, come pick it up. And I'm like, oh. So my mom was with me and we went to her house, I got the cake, whatever, and then she was like, this is just perfect for after training. And I was like, oh, great. And then I noticed like it was so good, like I couldn't like not post it. So I posted it, and then I realized later I was like, oh crap, like I promoted health and fitness, and then I promoted a chocolate cake
a
right
little
after.
Guilty conscience.
What would you say are the biggest barriers that people have towards training today?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of them. So it could go from just people say time, like busy schedule, kids, work, honestly just being lazy, or maybe they don't have the knowledge or know what to do, or lack of accountability, like they need a push. Those are probably the biggest ones, I would say.
So for you, look, you played volleyball at the high school level, you played at the collegiate level, and I see you train now, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like, where do you find the energy to just get up every day, and sometimes at 5 in the morning and just say, I'm gonna work out? Yeah, sure. I have been fortunate to, like, just, it's ingrained since I was a little baby. Like being active has just been like brushing my teeth for me. I understand that for other people it's something new, and it could be different for them, but at this point it's just like habit for me. I cannot like go on with my life without including at least 30 minutes of movement in my day. And how would you say, not only for yourself, but for your clients or just anyone in general, being active and working out and training and fitness, how does it affect the overall well-being of a person's mental health?
Oh my God, huge. Like when you begin to incorporate exercise into your routine, you just feel better from the inside out. You will, as after doing it for so long, you'll feel confident in your body, like, because you'll start to look good, you'll feel healthy, there's just numerous benefits health-wise and mental. And it's science-backed, like it's proven.
And look, you've seen it. I'm a really competitive person, and there's times where I'm working out, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't feel my legs. I don't feel anything anymore. Like, it's just a torso moving at this point. And I'm like, I see some of the people in our group, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose. I can't. I have to keep. Even if I don't finish the reps, I'm like, I gotta finish. I can't lose. There's times where we're running, and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm beat. But I'll see like Terry, which Terry, by the way, shout out to Terry. Terry is one of our group members, and I'm gonna say it just like that, plain out. She's a badass. She finishes every exercise. I don't know how she does it, and she's like, I don't want to offend Terry. I don't even know how much older than me she is, but like I'm 26 and she's beating me, and I'm like, this cannot be happening.
Yeah.
This cannot be happening.
She's a beast. But I love that there's a little competitive aspect.
Yeah.
Because it's like iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
Because imagine doing that workout by yourself.
It's tough.
And compared to a group, it's just like night and day.
Yeah.
Like it pushes you to do more and just to bring out more greatness in you.
And we got my mom. My mom works out with us now, and that's fun because I like getting on her case. I say, hey, that knee touched the floor in that push-up, we gotta do it again. And she gets upset, but
I love that. I love that you were able to inspire a family member of yours to like incorporate something good. That's awesome.
We're still trying to get my dad on that page on board.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. It's a work on progress. You know, me and my mom get home and he sees how beat up we are, and he's like, "See, that's why I don't go." We're working on it. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him.
We're getting there.
What is your personal training philosophy and approach towards your clients?
Sure. I follow the CrossFit methodology, which is functional movements using your whole body, constantly varied movements, so no workout will look the same as the next day or the next week. So that means that your body is always adjusting to a new stimulus. So using your whole body, your legs, your upper body, your core, even your cardio gets involved. So
now, I used to, so before I started working out with you, and I was kind of scared about it. A lot of people used to tell me that the CrossFit method was like really easy to get injured, and I used to be afraid about that. I'm like, no, like, I don't know, because I've heard a lot about this, and like, I don't want to get hurt and stuff like that. Is there any sort of like myth behind that you can like debunk?
That's a total myth. That's like, you could get hurt playing football, you could get hurt playing tennis, you can get hurt and twist your ankle playing basketball, just like anything else. If you are not coached properly, and if you are moving like weights improperly, yes, you could get hurt. So you have to make sure that you are getting the right guidance. And B, you're not letting your ego take over and lifting too much weight that you really can't handle.
So obviously, technology has changed everything that we do in the world. In the world of fitness, how have you seen, technology change the way we train, and kind of what tools do you think you use that helps us most?
Yeah, technology. As far as that, I would say easier communication with clients. So if they do have a question about nutrition and they're out grocery shopping, like we can have easy communication there. What else? And now there's so much content on YouTube available to find stretches or to heal a knee pain that you have or to heal a back pain.
I would say your social media content is also really good in terms of, finding nutrition tips or health exercise tips. I think that you're really good in the social media aspect, and also like when you sign up with Coach Rafa to train with him, I think all the things that you provide too, technology-wise, in terms of like the grocery list of like, hey, you should buy this, or the Suka app,
the Yuka app.
The Yuka,
yes.
I said Suka. Yuka app. The Yuka app helps as well.
Absolutely.
So I would say,
That's
those
right.
things.
I forgot about the Yuka app. That's a great resource. Yeah.
All those things, I think that you do well on the technology side of things to help your clients.
Thank you. Yeah.
How do you help your clients set realistic fitness goals and achieve them?
Sure. Every human is different. So I do like an initial consult with this person, and I kind of see where they're at.
Yeah.
I ask them about their history of working out. I ask them what are their current nutrition, what's their current nutrition look like. So I do kind of like a Q&A to see, and from there I try to keep it really basic and simple and give them 3 things to focus on.
Well, it depends, right? I was going to say, what would you say those 3 things are? It just depends from person to person, right?
Yeah. As an example, it could be like, okay, let's focus on 3 times a week you go out and do a 45-minute walk. Okay. And then another thing could be go and buy a Yeti and make sure that you fill up that Yeti with water twice a day. Like, that's things like that.
And honestly, I will say the best thing that Coach Rafa has got me on was the smoothies.
Yes.
Those smoothies. And listen, I'm a picky eater. I'm a picky eater. This since I was like 5. It was like chicken tenders and fries.
Nuggets, pizza.
Yeah. I'm that type of guy. My palate is open. The horizons is open. But when you first told me about the smoothies, I was a little sus. Because I was like, I don't know about the greens. I don't know. I've never been into that. But honestly, once I tried it, I was like, oh, this is really good.
Right?
And I'll have them almost every single day. I can't go without it. Also, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, if you're lazy and like I don't feel like cooking anything, whatever, the smoothie's a good fix.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
done.
You feel filled.
Yeah. If I could go like back thinking of all my clients, utilizing the smoothie has been like game changer. It's such an
100%.
easy one to incorporate.
100%. What advice would you give to somebody who's just starting their fitness journey?
Absolutely. Somebody that's like never touched a weight in their life or is like super sedentary, I would definitely say get a planner, and on that planner schedule 30 minutes of a walk outside. Let's start with that. 3 to 4 times a week.
That's perfect.
For a
honestly,
month.
I like, even on the days that we don't train, I'll just go for a walk.
Sure.
And sometimes even like it's like a 3-mile walk.
Amazing.
And I'll just do it, and I'm not even realizing that I'm like, technically, I'm putting in work and doing exercise.
You're moving your body.
More for like mental release and mental
100%.
stress.
Never underestimate the power of walking, I always say.
What are your tips during training or even sports to preventing injuries, and what sort of exercises can you do to just help yourself when you have an injury?
The biggest thing is proper warm-up. If you do not warm up, you increase your chance of getting hurt like by 50%.
Yeah.
So a really good warm-up with mobility involved, like cat-cows, pigeon stretches, the world's greatest stretch that we do.
Yep.
Doing those things like is just amazing to prevent injury. On another note, getting enough sleep is super key. Hot and cold therapy, cold plunge, sauna, are great ways to reduce your inflammation in the body and prevent injury from happening.
What's your record in the cold plunge right now? Record time.
I've been able to do like 10 minutes.
10 minutes
in a like 40-degree water.
Oh my God. I'm still working to get into that. How long did it take you to get to that?
Yeah, I did start by just doing 30 seconds, and then I was able to build over time, over the months.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't even. It's difficult. It's very difficult.
It is. It's just the first initial 20 seconds that you jump. You can sit in there and
I think it's also mental too. Like if you start telling yourself like, oh my God, this is so cold, like I can't handle it, I can't be in here, and you start thinking about how your body's literally freezing,
Yep.
You're gonna want to get out immediately.
Absolutely. The thoughts you tell yourself, it will translate. So just try to stay calm, breathe. Just say the word breathe.
I actually, sometimes where I have felt, especially towards the beginning in the workouts, where I have felt maybe sick or like dizzy, and I'm like, I feel like throwing up. Times you told me, hey, just breathe. I just close. Even now, sometimes now, where I just feel my body's exhausted, I'll just close my eyes and I just start breathing, and I just block out. Honestly, that there's even the music that you put. Like my mind will just block it out.
Wow.
And immediately, probably after like 5 minutes, I'm feeling better.
Absolutely.
So the mind's a very powerful thing.
It is, and breathing is very powerful.
So where do you see personal training fitness going in the next year?
In the next year or decade?
This is the future of personal training.
Yeah.
Or maybe even your goals.
Sure. Personal training is, I feel like the world is becoming more conscious of health and like needing to lift weights. So I think it's going to get more competitive as far as personal training. And as far as my goals, I would love to open my own space, my own gym.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So those are my goals. And as far as the future of personal training, it'll continue to be there, but probably be more competitive.
So what are your own, because I'm sure people would love to know, and I would love to know too, what are your own recovery tips and tricks that you do?
Sure. I do the cold plunge 12 minutes per week, but I divide that into 3 days, so 4-minute sessions each. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm in the cold plunge, and it's also Saturdays, 4 minutes each. That's a big one. Ever since I started cold plunging, like my body feels like so much better, and the soreness like is gone like that. Wow. So that's my number one. After that, like 3 to 4 times a week at night before bed, I do like a yoga mobility session, like for 15 minutes.
Okay. And I think that's what you recommend for pliability?
Pliability is the one I recommended, yeah.
Yes. I don't know if you have ever done this treatment before, but I see it a lot, and especially with a lot of the athletes I work with, and people always say, what is that? When you start to see kind of the circular circles on their back, and it's called cupping.
The cupping.
I don't know if you've ever done cupping.
I have never.
I haven't done it either, but I was just wondering if you happen to know the benefits to that, or what's the theory behind it?
I believe that it improves like circulation. So as an example, if you're like a baseball player and you use your arm like constantly, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably super sore, by cupping this shoulder, it alleviates that. From what I understand. I would have to do more research on it, but that's what I believe and think.
Final question of the night. What's one piece of advice you wish that everybody would follow regarding their health and fitness?
Nutrition. The 80-20 rule is like my number one and my golden. And then as far as exercise and movement, move your body at least out of the 7 days a week, 3 to 4 days. Moving meaning bike, walk, swim, run, just move your body. If you have a chance to take the stairs instead of the elevator, that's a little decision it just makes a huge difference.
Perfect. Well, guys, that was Coach Rafa here on Plug Talk Sports Barbershop Talk. Again, thank you to Grumman Barbershop in Spa for the hospitality. As always, I'm going to be dropping in the caption, Ray Shred Instagram handle, social media handle, so you guys can follow him. Remember to get up and get active, get those 30 minutes in, and we'll see you guys next time on a brand new Barbershop Talk episode.